Hello, hello. Welcome on our channel. Another Saturday. I'm really excited for this one. Just to let you know, before we start with the Lateralus album, I have to say I never seen so many comments with so many recommendations under one video, and that's what happened last week. So thank you so much for it, and thank you for all those recommendations. As you know, we are continuing the journey with Tool, and for Lateralus album, as you probably know, at least some of you, I did listen to the Grudge before, so unfortunately we won't start with this song. Nonetheless, what we and two of us did, we've actually listened to the Grudge a few moments ago, just to kind of put myself into this mood, to start the proper journey and remind myself how a great song the Grudge is. So today we will listen to Iod Blue Apocalypse, which is just 1 minute long, and it's kind of an intro, I think, to The Patient, which has been recommended by quite a few of you. It is around 7 minutes long. I'm really excited for this one, honestly. In terms of the order for the next songs on the album, I think you had some plan in mind.
So I wanted to do 2 songs next week. Basically, whatever comes after The Patient, which is Mantra and Schism.
Together, yeah?
Together, yeah. And then I think Parable and Parabola, they must go with each other. And then there are Ticks and Liches that we already listened to, and so we probably won't do the whole video about that, but there will come Lateralus just after that. So Lateralus, I think everyone agrees that deserves to its own separate video, and we'll do it like that. But so next week Mantra and the Schism, and then Parable and Parabola in one video.
I'm pretty sure I've actually seen in the comments as well that there are certain songs on this album that have to be listened together, otherwise people can go mad. So that's, I think, literally what I've seen in the comments. So if you have some different suggestions, let us know. But I'm pretty sure I've seen the a Parable and Parabola that have to be listened together.
Yeah, they are pretty much one.
Cool, lovely stuff. So let's just start the Iod Blue Apocalypse. EOD. I can't release.
Is it not EON?
I probably messed this up, to be honest. Is it Eon? Oh, Eon. Yeah. Like Eon. You see, it's me. That's why I found it quite strange to pronounce. All right, let's do it. Just let me know when it's the first part is gonna finish, just so I could.
When the patient starts. Okay.
Lovely. Oh, that's so nice.
It's just a start.
I know.
Now patient starts in a sec.
Let me get the lyrics. so good. Okay.
Quite beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know what? The first thing I've noted was that his voice was so clean. I found that cleaner. It's hard to say. It's not like, the voice in different songs were not clean. It just was like clear. That's, I think, the word I'm looking for. It was so clear to pick up, and it was much more delicate and subtle. Even though there have been so many different sounds, and the sound of the music was changing so much throughout. Overall, it was just a bit more kind of softer than what I...
What do you say? I would call it emotional, very emotional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really, really good. I absolutely loved the song as well.
And like you said, there were so many sounds and they played with it like together.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah, as I was, listening through the song, I had these feelings and thoughts in my head, thinking, oh, I think that's going to be my best part. And then, oh no, that's actually going to be my best part. So I was going maybe towards the end, but no, like the whole song was so good. And I think the lyrics are really, really interesting as well. Shall we crack on it? Because I really want to look into the lyrics. I really, really like them.
So from what side do you want to crack on it? Because you might look at it from the perspective of his mother, like the song was written by his mother, like sung as by his mother, maybe.
Oh, really? That's not completely how I took it. At the beginning, from the outset, The Patient, that's the title indicated to me that it may be about some kind of, therapy, about him being a patient. But then within the song, you have Be Patient. So it's like a double meaning there, right from the outset, but also the patient. It feels like this song is about therapy, or someone who is, struggling with rage, emotions, with certain things going through their mind, with addiction, for example. And that's kind of, the song reminds me of how the therapy usually goes, and in particular the relapse,
Okay.
So it is like, be patient in here, and the patient is quite interlinked. So the song starts as a groan of tedium escapes me, starting the fearful. Is this a test? So, these are type of things that you can have when you may relapse. So that was my very first thought and connotations to the relapse and the techniques to kind of fight the relapse. CBT therapy, CBT. It has therapy in it, in particular. And be patient, that's also like a coping technique. Because relapse is quite normal when you're dealing with some addiction or some, psychological problems, such as depression, for example.
Yeah, but you already looked at it from one perspective, but also look at it from that. When you are a patient, so you're ill on something, you can be fearful. You can think, is it a test? Especially if you are a believer in some religion. That's why I looked at it a little bit like from the Maynard's mom perspective. Like, she might be thinking, is it a test? This whole thing, this whole illness, is it a test for me?
Oh my God, yes. You see, my first thought was completely different, and kind of I built it up as I was going through the song. Even the my kind of first type of interpretation line, let's call it. Even this more delicate, I'd say, voice, and the clear voice was kind of fitting my interpretation right away. So I didn't even think for a moment of what you're saying, but it is quite interesting, actually.
Well, how would you describe that delicate voice you just mentioned?
So, when you have a relapse, or when you are in the therapy, let's say addiction, that's something that I can say a bit more, let's say, in this context. So you are addicted, or you're suffering from depression, and you are going through therapy, which helps you out. It changes your attitude towards the world. You feel that the healing process has started, but the therapy is meant to make you aware that relapses happen, and it may happen. So
prepare you for that.
Yes, you may have ups and downs in trying to get out of addiction, or in trying to, heal from depression, for example. And one of the CBT techniques, again, in particular, is the coping technique, and kind of self-reflection, to trying to pick up your automatic thoughts and trying to remember about those biased thoughts that you are having, try to analyze them. So in here, it would be patient, you have to wait out. So it's like this, he realized that that's what may happen, that's what is probably happening to him, but he is also self-aware at this stage that it is normal, it can happen, and I will be okay. And the patient in this, for me, it was right away kind of mental state, and reference to a mental patient, let's say.
But would you say it could also fit for a physical state?
Yeah, and but let's try to dig a bit more into what you said, because I find it quite fascinating. I didn't think of it for a moment.
So I've seen, like you said, the fear factor on that. So I would think it's you are the person who sings, or who's meant to sing that, is afraid of their life, but they try to get a power to go through that. So they might be looking at the divinity in that case, and the patience, as in being patient, is like a part of that process, I guess. And there's also an interesting part that connects to that patient. So, like, you have to wait it out. Gonna wait it out, be patient. So to me, it's like description of the long process, or living through the process of sickness, something like that.
That's really deep, because for me it was the process of healing. So you have to just wait it out, and you have to keep reminding yourself of this, that there are good times and they can come.
I think it both.
It fit, both
sides,
interpretations fit, and this tedious path I've chosen. At the end, you see again, be patient. I must keep reminding myself of this. And if there were no rewards to reap, no love and embrace to see me through, this tedious path I've chosen here, I certainly would have walked away by now.
So
that's actually a bit more to your interpretation, isn't it?
So in my interpretation, I would say walked away by now is killing yourself or losing all hope and just waiting to be dead. What would be losing what would be I would walk away in your interpretation? What would you?
So it can be that you actually can't deal with this relapse. You can't handle it yourself, and you're just giving up. And in terms of addiction to let's say drugs, for example, you just keep doing what you're doing. But then you remember, because for example, you had this therapy, or you had someone who helped you and made you realize that that's normal. You made the decision to change and to fight through this hard time. And it is hard now, but you just need to keep reminding yourself that it will be okay, that you will get out of it, and the better days will come. So that was my kind of thought here. That's even like another layer to this would be this is a reflection of the thought process itself, of this kind of automatic thoughts, which again are they are cognitive distorted, aren't they? When you're going through something really, really hard in your life, or when you have some psychological problems, or where you've experienced something really hard, or even when you are seriously ill and you find this whole situation really hard to deal with, you have certain automatic thoughts looking at your, environment, at what is happening to you, that are not necessarily correct, that are cognitively distorted. So that's how the song starts. A groan of tedium escapes me, start and be fearful. And then you pick up those automatic thoughts. Is this a test? So it's almost as if it's a reflection of the process explained in the CBT.
But also it can be, so what I thought also when listening to that and reading the lyrics and was, it is meant to help going through something hard, because you can see that, so like you said, it is a process, and it's self-reflection on yourself, looking what's happening with you and trying to understand why it's happening, and then keeping in mind like this mantra, I would say, and I still may be patient. I must keep reminding myself of this. And then there are things like reasons. So if there were no rewards to reap, I must keep reminding myself of this. No loving embrace to see me through. And again, I must keep reminding myself of this. So like self-healing would be, I think, or self-therapy even.
Yeah.
Or like debugging yourself.
Yeah, and that's really, that's another good thought you have here, because that's actually my understanding of what the CBT aims for. It aims to make you your own therapist, to be able to recognize those automatic thoughts, those biased thoughts you have, to help you deal with the situation by making you kind of your own therapist through self-reflection and for certain, helping techniques as well. It's like kind of a typical problem situation. We're not sure what the problem is, but the song almost as even reflects the reaction, the typical reaction to this really difficult situation. So we have this, again, start of the song, a groan of tedium escapes me. So it is some automatic thought you have because of this. So we don't know what the situation is.
First, there's a situation, right? Mm-hmm. So something happens in real life, then you react to it, right?
So that's the automatic thought.
You react to it automatically, kind of.
So by reacting to it, you actually have before you are reacting, because you can react in through emotion, you can be extremely sad or feel pain, but you have this automatic thought that causes it. So that's like very first thing that happens without you even actually realizing it through.
And then if you catch this thought and then you try to figure out where this thought is coming from, how, like, why do you think that in the relation to what just happened, what action just happened? And then you can start think about it and see whether you have some wrong conceptions in your mind, right?
And let's also try to remember his because that's what I'm thinking now. You know, the previous songs, they've been so deep. They've been expressing so many difficult situations and problems. You know, we have extreme difficult relationship. We have extreme disease as well, and you know, the medical condition that a child can't understand, for example. We have so many different actual real life, but really difficult problems that previous songs reflected upon. So each of those kind of situations can be reflected by this song, in the sense that this song is answer to it.
So this song is more like meta for the other songs.
What do you reckon? Do you agree?
I like this. I don't know if I agree. I think I would have to think more and listen and try to refresh my memory from other songs. But I really like what you just said. I really like this to be true. But I mean, it can be true for us, right? Because we can listen to that song again, just think about different things, and then I would say that song is meant to keep you being patient, kind of.
Yeah.
Keep you struggle, keep you fight the struggle. I don't know.
To kind of, you know, put this into some perspective, or give some good example to kind of understand it more. You know, what you can think of this, because you said before, dealing with some really difficult, you know, health problem someone in your family has, right? And then, I don't know, I lost my thought here.
So you wanted to make an example, come up with an example that you can look at that example
through the prism of the song.
Yeah, I see. I would say you can do something very easy, like you're looking for a job. And you're starting to be fearful because you might, I don't know, not find a job. Let's say you don't have a job, right?
Or you don't believe in your abilities. That's another thing. When you need to look for a job, but perhaps so that's the situation. You need to find a job. You lost a job. You know, we have COVID situation at the moment since March. It's pretty strong. So many people are in this extreme difficult position that they probably lost a job. Probably there's many people like this. So they need to find something pretty quickly. So there is a time constraint. They have certain anxieties. Some people may have been in one job for many years, so they don't even know where to start looking for a job. So we have this situation, and their automatic thought may be, I won't be able to make it. Like, I don't know where to start. I don't want to do it.
So fear and self-doubt.
Yeah, and we have these automatic emotions. We even can have physiological reaction. They even, you know,
anxiety.
It can cause them like anxiety and being all shaky, you know. But first thing would be to notice this automatic thought. So first thing they kind of had is like, I won't be able to do it. Like, what I'm gonna do now? And that was this first automatic thought. Like, I'm useless. I won't be able to do it. Like, how am I gonna find it, right? And that's this automatic thought that is causing all this further reaction, all this stress and anxieties.
And okay, I get that. And then what would be a next step? Next step would be to figure out why you're having these thoughts, right?
Yes, firstly,
or whether it's really an issue, because not all automatic thoughts are an issue. Some of them are fine, right? So first you will have to figure out whether this particular set of automatic thoughts are in some way malfunctioning, or like
to what degree they are distorted, first of all.
Yeah, and problematic, I would guess.
And that's when you may start not only picking up that these thoughts are actually automatic, that they are distorted to some degree, but you can also start looking for ways to improve it. And you can only do it by self-reflection and realizing that that was actually automatic thought that caused all this stress and put me in the state I'm in. And coming back to the song now, that's why this whole kind of discussion we had, that was the kind of a CBT and technique, right? And that's what I think the song can reflect. To be clear.
Okay, I think the song can reflect, but I don't see how it can solve the problem. I think that you still have to solve the problem yourself, but this song can help you, I don't know, help with the struggle, I would say. Like keep you, like give you, so you remember that you're just a person and you have to be patient sometimes.
Yeah, you make mistakes and you probably gonna have these automatic thoughts till the end of your life. You can't escape them. Every single person, at least, based on my some small knowledge I have about the automatic thoughts that I learned from some books, right? Every person has them and they will be always with us. It's the aim is to be able to recognize them when they are kind of really distorting our life and making our life really difficult, and being able to, again, being our own therapist in this sense, being able to recognize them, to reflect upon them, and to try to find things to improve. And yeah, I think we are a bit off the topic only because of the example, but that was more of the explanation of the automatic thought process.
But that's interesting that song put you into that train of thought. That's interesting in itself.
Yes, because in here, again, my first thought was actual relapse, an automatic thought process, but in relation to addiction in particular, and that was the use of that. But again, be patient. I must keep reminding myself of this. It will be okay because you are able to self-reflect. You are able to realize that the first step is already behind you. Like, you already realized that this is really bad and I feel really horrible, but I'm able to realize this. And I'm also able to recognize that it is distorted and there will be a better day, that, relapses can happen and it can be natural wherever, really.
Yeah, I like that interpretation.
It's like a lot of, just to let you know, like, I'm not a psychologist in any sense, and my knowledge is quite limited as well. I literally read, I think, one book, like, with the CBT techniques, and,
So you're
and I think I'm
now.
expert, yeah. No, I don't. But it's just, it just fits here,
Or does it fit because of that? Like,
who knows, maybe.
I don't remember how that bias is called, but when you notice something new, you start noticing it everywhere. Sorry, if you learn about something new, you start noticing it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I have that with English words. If I learn a new English word, the meaning of new English word or whatever, I start to seeing that in more and more situations. And I probably started to see that. I probably seen that word before, but I just ignored it because I didn't know that word. So that's a very interesting bias, I think. I don't remember how it's called.
Look it up. Maybe you'll find it. I don't know
Yeah,
the name for it either.
We'll check after that.
But yeah, it is interesting because, when I read about the kind of CBT techniques and these automatic thoughts, I had like a lot of thinking about my own automatic thoughts. And that was like really interesting. And you could really like start pick up on certain small things in the conversation and then trying to pick up these automatic thoughts. So that's, something I definitely want to do more research as well. But yeah, if anyone's interested, it was based on Beck's therapy, Beck's book.
Do you have anything more to say about the song itself? Maybe without the lyrics, just because I think it was super emotionally interesting, the song itself.
And again, you can go in so many different ways. Like your take on the song was completely different than mine from the beginning, So this is just something I didn't even think of. I really want to listen to it again. It's quite common, usually when I listen to these songs every Saturday, I want to listen to them again.
You can edit today's video by yourself, and you will have a lot of time to listen to it many times.
Yeah, and think about my automatic thoughts. I really, really enjoyed it. That's for sure. And at the end of the song, and even throughout, there was this kind of a tone, that just a musical thing that appeared in some song before, and it was quite specific, but really beautiful. I can't really express it. I think it was, when you, a little bit of drumming, but like very different. It just was really beautiful sound. Anyway, what it actually reminded me now of is the Eon Blue Apocalypse. It was awesome as well. Like it was just a little bit of music. It was really short, but it was really nice. I really, really liked it from the very beginning. I don't know how you felt about that.
I totally agree, actually. It was from the intros we've heard so far, like Negative Ions and others. I think that one was the best so far.
That's literally what was my first thought, just comparison to Negative Ions. But that was completely different. It was really good. I really liked it. I can't say a lot about the aim of it. I think it was just kind of, intro to put you in the mood. I don't know what was the aim of it. Again, probably just the experience, which was really, really great and fit here.
Yeah,
okay.
I have nothing to add to that.
Okay, thank you so much for watching, for continuously being with us. If you would like to support us, we will be really grateful. Our Patreon account is in the link under the video. And see you next week. I'm really looking forward to it.
Bye.
Thank you.